Alright, greetings and salutations. Welcome once again to another Tales of Black and White Biker. The article of this video, or the subject of this video should I say, is in response to a lot of my subscribers and people I watch on YouTube apologising for not posting videos, mainly because they're busy with work commitments and everything else. Now, obviously, as you know, for those of you that do upload videos to YouTube, it isn't the actual recording that can take the time, it is the editing. So it's a fine balance between how long do you spend editing and uploading, and obviously doing that then detracts from other time that can be spent doing other things. Now, my job, officially, most of my shifts are 12-hour shifts. So, therefore, you start at 11. Officially, you're meant to finish at 11. But because of traffic problems and congestion and whatever, and passengers, it doesn't work that way. Recently, I was suspended from work for gross misconduct. Not going to go into all of it, but basically the reason why I got suspended is because I lost my temper. I raised my voice and shouted at a passenger, which obviously we shouldn't do. Apparently there's never any ever justification for a driver to shout at a passenger whatsoever. And yeah, I agree, we should be professional at all times. They have every right to shout, scream, swear, spit or attack us, but we are not allowed to do anything in return, because they pay our wages. So therefore, the customer is always right, so therefore we should do what they tell us. I don't know about you guys, but personally I do not go to work to get abused and swore at, spat at, assaulted. But at the end of the day, you know what the job entails. If you want the money, you have to put up with that. I was seriously thinking of leaving. Now, looking around, I'm not without skills. However, the job market at the moment, everybody's paying minimum wage or silly wages. There are college or university students coming out with degrees. They're actually queuing up to fill shelves in the Sainsbury's or Asda on £6.50 an hour. And it seems at the moment that if you don't want to work for that, or if you don't want to do what we want, there'll be loads of other people that will. So, I suppose it's like the forces. If you take the Queen's shilling, you should be prepared to do it. And unfortunately, when you're only paying £5 to travel the length of the UK, and you are 10 minutes late or 15 minutes late, when we are meant to arrive at a certain time, then it makes sense for you to complain, to claim compensation. If you spend £5 on a ticket and can get £35 back in compensation plus another ticket, it makes sense. We do have terms and conditions that the passengers are meant to adhere to. Unfortunately, I have been told that they do not matter. So if you've got a ton of luggage and I have to load it and then say, well, I may not be able to load it if I haven't room, which is all well and good, but when you've loaded 15 people with all their luggage and you pull up somewhere else and there isn't room, then you're in the wrong for loading it. But after all, it's always the driver's fault. The fact that I won't wait for passengers to park their car, eat their burgers, that's my fault, because they're paying my wages. So it's very, very annoying. But if you want the job, you do it. If you don't like it, there's a queue of people that do want to do it. I've actually just joined a union. Back in the 80s, I think unions are a good thing. Back in the 80s or mid 80s, 90s, when you had all the coal miners' strikes for one, a lot of the unions got so much power they were dictating how the country ran. And in many ways they had too much power. Now, once again, unfortunately the unions are pretty much powerless because the employers can pick and choose and do what they want. So when you've got a mortgage to pay and bills to pay, then you basically either have to do it and keep your mouth shut or leave. I mean, how many of you, your lunch breaks or your tea breaks, how many of you actually work for your lunch breaks? You know, you have an hour lunch break, but you sit at your desk or whatever and you eat your sandwiches whilst working. How many of you have your paperwork that you have to then bring home and then do it in your own time? Because, you know, you do not physically have time to do it whilst you're at work. So you might be getting paid for 10 hours, 12 hours, but you're actually probably doing 14, 16. I don't know what the situation is, how to go about this, how to change it. We're all struggling at the moment. We're all trying to keep our heads above water. And what with certain European communities, because it's free trade, they have the right to come over here and work over here. Which, yeah, fine. But at the moment, the jobs are here, so people are prepared to do it. When you've got a family to support, then you have to do it. And I don't know how things are going to work, and if things are going to get better, or if we end up working for silly money because that's all we can do, or that's what we have to do. I don't know. But that's just a thought anyway of that. I'd like to know what your responses are. You know, at the end of the day, should I do what my passengers want? If they want to carry a fridge and freezer, if they want to carry a motorbike on the coach, although it doesn't say against the terms, it's against the terms and conditions, should I say no? However, if I say no, therefore I am bringing the country into disrepute and I am not looking after my passengers. The only word they want to know here is yes sir, yes madam. I had a situation the other day when I was under discipline for pulling to the services. A passenger claimed a taxi fare and wanted to claim his airfares. Unfortunately, I had to take a legal break because of late running and a lot of it. My brakes are actually sat in the coach being driven by another driver to a place, so I've had to be 45 minutes then we drive to get the service on time. So at the end of the day I don't really get a break. But obviously the customer's always right. They pay my wages, so therefore they should get what they want. You know, how if someone wants to serve around and kick off and scream and shout at you and then complain because your attitude is wrong, that's their right. If they want to eat burgers on the coach or smoke on the coach and drink alcohol on the coach, that is their right, because you're contravening their human rights. The fact they may have this against the terms and conditions is beside the point. I don't know where we go from here. To be honest with you, I'm a bit disillusioned at the moment. But that's just me. Anyway, that's my little wins for today. You all ride safe, take care, ta-ta for now.